Hi everyone, my name is Mallory and welcome to my YouTube channel, Graceful Pilates. My name is Mallory. Today's workout is in all levels, full body, 45 minutes. I have two props today. I have a Pilates ring and I have a sitting box. I also have an optional prop. Today I have a contoured yoga block. You don't need it, you can use your forearm to support you in the side lying series, up to you, or you can use the yoga ball. To start, have two red springs or two heavy springs. Lay down supine, so back on the mat facing that foot bar. I'm going to start with your toes on that foot bar, staring straight at the ceiling, palms flat down by your sides. 4-12, so press all the way out, high heels the entire time. And return, and press out. Notice where your knees naturally try to sway, and try putting more weight in the opposite direction. So if you notice your knees swaying out to the sides, try placing more weight on the big toes. Keep your heels high the entire time. You are halfway there. Three more. 2 and 1. All the way back in. Press all the way back out. Full extension. Now alternate a calf march, 12 on each side. One heel is straight and lowers the heel past that foot bar. The other knee bends, alternating 4-12 for a nice calf march. If you go faster, that'll make your heart rate go up higher. Go at your own pace. Staring straight up at that ceiling. 4 more on each side. Two more. 1 more. Good. Lift both heels, straight legs. Now lower both heels, straight legs for a nice calf extension. See if you can lower those heels just an inch past that foot bar. Breathe in through the nose, out through the mouth. Go another inch deeper if you can. Lift both heels, return to start. Good. Now the arch of your feet, hip distance apart, goes on that foot bar, same exact movement, full extension away from start. Then return for 12. Again, notice where your knees try to naturally move. Maybe one side is moving more than the other. Staring straight up at that ceiling, you're halfway there. One more. Full extension, now halfway for a nice pulse. Micro movement, just up and down. You can either have your feet flexed or your toes curled over that foot bar for this one. The deeper you are, the more it's focusing on those hamstrings. Halfway there. Just micro pulses. 3, 2, 1, full extension of return all the way to start. Good. Now your heels are going to touch, making a Pilates V. Heels go on that foot bar. Full extension, legs glued together. For another 12. Halfway there. Keep that same momentum as you return to just before a complete stop. 4 more. One more. Hold it out. Return all the way in. Okay, you're going to keep those 2 red or those 2 heavy springs on the carriage. Heels go on that foot bar, hip distance apart. Press out 2 inches from start and slowly roll up into a bridge. Notice where your chin naturally goes. Don't let your chin to your chest. Also correct so your hips are even, and trying to make sure that there's no gap in between your torso and legs. You want even, nice hips. Hold it there for a moment. Feel this movement. Then slowly, 1 vertebrae at a time, sacrum last, onto that mat. You're here for 6. Roll up again. You're halfway there. On these next 3, if you would like, you can do a pelvic tilt. So if you're doing the pelvic tilt, the next time that you're at a full bridge, press those legs out straight. Then return to a full bridge before rolling back down. Listen to your body. If you're doing a pelvic tilt, that carriage will move. Just try as you lower and lift to not let that carriage move in and out of that bridge. 1 more. Stay in that bridge for me. Both of your arms are going to lift up above, and you're going to bend at the elbows, correcting your hips, and press out. Like you're doing a nice chest press. Wide fingers, holding that bridge. You're halfway there. One more, hold it there. Arms up, straight ahead, palms facing that foot bar. Five, 4, 3, 2, 1. Arms go down, then slowly roll all the way down. Windshield wiper those legs. Heels go back onto that foot bar. 1 more bridge variation. So press out 2 inches from full carriage. Roll up into that bridge again. Now, lift your left leg, lower it. Lift your right leg, lower it. You're here for 12. Try to keep those hips as even as possible as you alternate sides. Focusing on those hips, sucking those abs, 4 more on each side. One more on each side. Beautiful. Hold that bridge again. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Melt on down into that mat. Return to start, knees to chest. Roll like a ball. Roll side to side, windshield wiper, whatever feels nice. Good job. Okay, for this next part, you can either keep 2 red springs on, or you can take off 1 red and add 1 blue. So that'd be 1 heavy and 1 medium, or 1 blue and 1 red. Laying back down supine. Carefully, both feet are going to go onto that foot bar. Carefully place 1 long loop on mid-thigh. Legs go into tabletop. So, long loop, mid, hamstring for both. Your hands are going to go behind that head. Legs are tabletop. Opposite elbow to knee. Legs glued together. Four more on each side. Lower in between each rotation. One more on each side. Lower that head for a second. Arms are going to go flat down by your sides. Legs are still tabletop. Now for some toe taps. You can either have your legs glued together as one unit, or you can do 1 leg at a time. Listen to your body. Either way. Hinge down in between that carriage and lift. Hinge down and lift for 12. Listen to your body. You may touch a spring with your toes, you may not, that's okay. Do not compromise your lower back. Two more. One more. Good. Carefully take off those straps. Now on to some side lying work. So if you have a yoga block or you have a yoga ball, this is the time to grab it. Place it on that headrest. Make sure that headrest is down. I'm just going to have 1 red loaded. So take off that 1 medium or that 1 red if you have 2 reds loaded. You only want 1 heavy right now. Laying down onto your left hand side. The bottom arm is going to grab that shoulder block for support. Or if you don't have a prop to support your head and neck, this is when you would use your lower arm as your forearm to support you. Lower back is going to scooch towards the back of that mat. Both of your knees are going to bend and your shins are parallel the front of that mat. Now, starting with the sleeper, your right leg, your top leg, is going to go parallel towards the edge of that foot bar and press all the way out, full extension. Return to where the knees are stacked. For 12. You can have your arm bent by your side. Here, you're staring straight ahead. You're halfway there. One more. Hold it all the way out. Return to start. Rest for a moment. You're going to do one more set of this sleeper. However, you can either keep your feet parallel or you can do an external rotation. If you're doing an external rotation, that heel is going to go onto the corner of that foot bar, toes pointing toward that ceiling, heel facing the floor. Press all the way out and return for another 12. Listen to your body, staring straight ahead, top arm bent by your side. Keep the same momentum as you return. Halfway there. Four more. One more. Full extension. Just hold it there. Feel that movement. Bend in halfway and just pulse. Halfway there. Full extension. All the way back in. Once you're at a full stop, your top leg is going to go down and stacked with the bottom of the left leg. Your right arm, your top arm, is going to grab that long loop. Arm goes up above you. Don't let that arm go past that shoulder blade. Bottom arm is still supported with that shoulder block. I'm just going to have a frontal press. So long arm press down by your side for 12. Halfway there. One more. Hold it down by your side. If not touching your side, you can either leave it here or you can hinge towards your midline at your elbow for a nice tricep press. One more. Good. Lift that arm. Lower it to rest for a second. Beautiful. Now for this next one, your right arm is going to go parallel in front of you for a lateral press. And then swooping to your side. You're here only for 8 now. Halfway there. Legs are not moving. 2 more. 1 more. Beautiful. Return that strap and onto the other side. So now just in the opposite direction, keeping that one heavy spring. Now laying down onto your right hand side. If you have the yoga block or yoga ball, you're still using it, making sure the headrest is down. Just laying in the opposite direction. Bottom arm is still going to be supported by that shoulder block if you're not using the forearm to support your head. Staring straight ahead, back goes to the back of that mat. Knees bent, hips stacked, shins parallel the front of that mat. Top arm or left arm on this side is going to be bent by your side. Adjust so that your neck is in alignment with your spine. Top leg is going to lift parallel just in front of the corner of that foot bar, so your knees are stacked here. Press out into that full sleeper and return. Press all the way out and return for 12. Halfway there. Two more. One more, full extension, return all the way back in. You can lower that leg for a second. Keep in mind, for this next set, if you did an external rotation, you're going to do that external rotation again, which would mean your heels on that corner of that foot bar, toes towards that ceiling. Press all the way out and return. Never going to a complete stop. Keep that same momentum the entire time. Halfway there. Two more. One more. Full extension. Return all the way to start. Legs are stacked. Your left or your top arm is going to grab that long loop. Long arm, palm facing that foot bar. Shoulder is in alignment with that arm. Arm does not go past that shoulder. Frontal press down by your side for 12. Staring straight ahead. Halfway there. Two more. On this next one, keep that arm down, not glued to your side. You either hold it here or do a tricep press where your elbow bends towards your midline. One more. Good. Lift that arm to start. Lower it for a moment of rest. Next is that lateral press, where your arm starts across from you, and then you sweep it to your side. You're only here for 8. Three more. One more. Good. Lower that arm down. Return that strap to its home. Lift on up. Perfect. If you used a block or ball, you were done with it, you can place it off to the side. Now, grab your ring and your box. Your box is going to start short-wise in front of those shoulder blocks. You're going to keep that one red spring loaded. You're going to sit onto that sitting box facing the foot bar. Grab that ring. Your feet are going to hook under that. For support, flex your back. Nice broad shoulders, widen those collarbones, widen those sit bones, staring straight ahead. Both hands are going to grab the outside of that pad part of that ring. Arm goes out straight, center of that chest, hinge just a couple of inches back, so your back is 45. Lift your arms up ahead, squeeze, return down, squeeze. You're here for 12. Once your arms lift, your head is in between those arms. It's your arms that are doing the work. You're squeezing as you lift those arms overhead and as you return parallel to your chest. You're halfway there. One more. Beautiful. Okay. For this next set, you're going to do a spinal twist. So, again, back is hinged back about 45 degrees. Both palms are facing each other as they grab the padded part of those rings, long fingers. You're going to twist to the side, return to center, twist to the other side, return to center. 12 on each side. Make sure you pause at the center. Now that you're halfway there, see if you can squeeze as you rotate to each side for a nice oblique twist. Two more on each side. Really squeeze during each rep. Beautiful. Good. Return to center. Lift on up. Lower that ring off to the side. You are done with that ring. You can remove your feet from being on that platform. Feet are going to go onto the carriage. You're going to carefully grab one long loop at a time into your hands. You have two options for this tricep press. You can have your hands interlaced, or you can have a bilateral movement where your hands are not interlaced. Either way, arms go straight, palms facing each other. Hinge your chest forward. Arms are between, your head's in between your arms. Just bend for a tricep press for 12. Staring straight ahead. 4 more. On this next one, keep those elbows bent behind you. Just hold that tricep press. For 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Carefully return to start. Now, time for some serving the platter. You're staying seated, still have that one spring loaded. Elbows are gonna tuck in, palms facing that ceiling. You're just gonna press those arms straight in front of you and return. Elbows tucked in the entire time. You're here for 12. Don't let those shoulders raise. Four more. Two more. One more. Beautiful. Lower on down. You can hang up those straps. Now for this next set, carefully lift on up to one side of the floor. Lower that foot bar, if you can, all the way out of the way. You're going to place your knees facing that short box. Toes are going to be curled onto that platform. Forearms are on that box. You have a couple of options here. You can do an elephant, where you're going to pike, or you can keep your knees bent, hands interlaced, and press out into a plank. You're here for 12. Listen to your body staring down at the headrest. Or staring down at the box. Nice and slow. You're halfway there. Two more. On this next one, you are going to hold that pike. Five, four, square those hips. 3, 2, 1. lower those knees onto that carriage. Now for this next set, you're going to be kneeled onto the carriage, quads pressed against that box. You can either do two hands or one hand for these bicep presses. Either way, grab those long loops since you're farther away from the ropes, long arms, press up into a bicep press. If you're doing one hand, start with the left hand side. Halfway there, alternate hands if you're just doing one side. Two more. One more. Hold it there, just pulse up. Beautiful. Hang up those straps. Carefully lift on up to the left-hand side and right-hand side of your reformer. If you have a box that has these slots, then you can prop them up against the shoulder block. Otherwise, put them in front of the shoulder box, keeping that one red spring. Carefully lift onto that platform, laying down onto long-wise that box. Your chest is just past that box. Grabbing one at a time. You have a couple of options here. You can either use the short loop or put your hands through the short loop, grabbing those ropes, staring down straight ahead. Pull those ropes behind you for 12. Staring straight down ahead for some nice prone work. You're halfway there for these next 6. See if you can lift your head, or maybe lift your hamstrings. Listen to your body. Two more. One more. Keep those arms out, just pulse. Let go. Hang up those straps. Carefully lift on up from that box. Now, carefully place the box on the right-hand side of that reformer, returning that foot bar upright. You are going to place your right foot onto the left-hand corner of that box, grabbing that foot bar. Right foot or left foot is propped up against that shoulder block. You're just going to press out for a nice hamstring stretch. For 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Carefully lower on down onto that floor. Bring that box to the other side. Same exact thing. Box is in front of the corner of that bottom of that foot bar. Left foot is going to go into the front right corner. Right foot is propped against, toes curled onto that foot bar. Grab that shoulder block for a nice hamstring stretch. Just hold it here. Go deeper if you can with those arms. Don't let those knees go past those ankles. Good. Carefully lift on up. Lower on down onto that floor. Carefully, if you can, take off both of those shoulder blocks. You're done with the box. You can leave it off to the side for now. You're going to lay on down facing that headrest. Legs going past that headrest. Grab both long loops, palms facing each other. Shimmy a little bit more forward. And roll down as slow as you can. Then upright. You're here for 6 roll-ups. Two more. On this next one, try to get as low as you can. Hold it here. Zip up those abs. Carefully return to start. Okay, now you can either do 2-handed rows or 1-handed row. I will be doing a 1-handed row. So hang up the right strap, left strap only. Right hand is going to grab the left inner loop, left hand bent by your side, and press out. Bending that elbow, returning diagonal in front of you. You're here for 12. Four more. One more. If you did one-handed, take a break. Hang up that strap. Grab the right strap with your left hand, grabbing the arm loop. Across, right hand bent by your side. Bend the elbow out to the side, then bring your arm across. You're here for another 12. Two more. One more. Beautiful. Hang up that strap. Good. Okay. Return those shoulder blocks to their home. Place one more red spring, so you'll have 2 heavy springs. Now just for the cool down. Lay down back, supine on your back. One strap at a time goes onto the arch of your feet. Into tabletop. Long legs. Try to get your arch of your feet towards that ceiling. Pull on those ropes for a nice little stretch. Good. All right, that completes today's workout. Please do any other stretches that feel good for your body today. Thank you for joining me for today's all level workout. Please join me in my next video. I have a whole series dedicated to both reformer